mahā-vīra vi-krama bajar-aṅgī kumati ni-vāra sumati ke saṅgī. As already mentioned during the introduction to the two dohas, in Avdi we change the Sanskrit va to bha, and that's what you see here in terms of a mahā-vīra. Maha, mostly translated into great, actually means that which is incomprehensible, that which is immeasurable. The reason why it is so is because it is incomparable. That's why we say Mahadev, referring to a Dev who is incomparable to the other Devs. Here we are talking of mahā-vīra, and Veer many people would translate as just a brave, courageous person. It's far more than that, because Veer is the root of virya as well, which is essentially the human potential, not just the physical potential, but the emotional, intellectual potential as well. Most importantly, the energetic potential and the spiritual potential. An incomparable spiritual potential exists in our very life breath in So Hum. So Hum. And the virya also refers to the semen or sperm. And here we are talking about the human potential, because the sperm or the semen, as small as it may seem, has the seed for an entire human being to be flowering out of it. Similarly, we are talking of a mahā-vīra to be the immense potential that is there in our prana, mahaprana. More importantly, what we can actually see in our initial stages of sadhana is the physical breath that we take through the nostrils and into the lungs and back. Deep, slow, and rhythmic. Long breaths can showcase to you the immense potential of the human being. That is mahā-vīra. Vikram, beautifully and cutely called Bikram over here, made famous by our Chandrayaan-3 lander, who carried pragyan or consciousness within itself. Vikram is Vishesha Krama. Krama is categorizing, or that which can be counted, whereas Vishesha Krama is a special category that is beyond counting. And that's the ability to be magnanimous, generous, infinitely, to recognize our infinite responsibility. We already talked of mahā-vīra as the infinite potential. When you have the infinite potential, obviously you have an infinite responsibility to fulfill as well. So that's what we call as mahā-vīra, Vikram. And bajar-aṅgī is actually bajar-aṅgī. Vajra is the diamond, so strong, and that's the root from which we get this vajra-asana as well, or vajrasana, which is the youthful posture. And like all youth, whether of human species or any other animal species or even plant species, is so capable. Therefore, we are talking of bajar-aṅgī, and aṅgī means the parts to that immense youthful potency. Bajar-aṅgī, we are not talking of only the physical parts, but the psychological parts of various aspects of our emotions and of our intellect as well. The entire second line is all about this intellect, because we talk about mati. But mati is also the opinions or the decisions. Decision making is so important. At every instant in life, pretty much every moment, we make either small or big decisions which matter to us as an individual body, mind, and intellect, and to many other bodies, minds, and intellects that are associated with us professionally, socially, or in a familial sense. Now, how do we make those decisions? Kumati ni-vāra sumati ke saṅgī. Many people would just say, remove the bad intellect or bad decision making and bring in the good intellect or good decision making. But ku and su have much more important meanings over here. Ku is that which is constricting, which makes you feel little tiny, whereas su is that which makes you expansive. And here we are talking of kumati ni-vāra. Nivaran is to remove, to get rid of that small-mindedness, the petty-mindedness, and get into large-heartedness or sumati, so that every decision that you make is for the betterment or evolution or growth in all manners of a much larger cause than just your own body. So compared to this body, mind and intellect, the family is more important. Compared to the family, the society, which includes your profession, is even more important. More important than that is the nation. Even more important than that is the entire world. More important than that is the solar system. More important than that is the galaxy. More important than that is the universe. So as long as every decision you make is the best for a larger cause, for a longer term, always sacrifice short-term goodness or betterment for long-term goodness or betterment. And when it is about an individual's decision making, compared to the body, the energetics takes higher preference. Compared to the energetics, the psychology takes a greater preference. And compared to the psychology, the intellect or logic takes a preference. And compared to all four of them, our spiritual nature takes the highest preference. So even if there is some physical difficulty at the annamaya kosha level, or energetic difficulties at the pranamaya level, or psychological issues at the emotional level, or intellectual issues at the level of the intellect, we sacrifice them all when it is for our spiritual betterment, for the evolution of our species and our life as a whole. That is kumati ni-vāra sumati ke saṅgī. When does that happen? That betterment of a larger cause, a larger goodness, more of life for a longer term, when there is saṅgī, when there is union, when there is a oneness, when there is the realization of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Jai Hind, Namaskar. See you with the next caupāī.